Welcome to another video lecture in my channel. Today, we are going to talk about assurance and non-assurance engagements as an introduction to financial statement audit and other services. So to those who are new, this is Gletsmar B. Kasama, CPA, your lecturer for today. So before we go to the topic, I would like to let you see this picture. That will help you remember all the concepts or theories that we are going to talk about for today. It is this one. I know, it's like a fried egg, but I assure you, it will help you recall all that we are going to tackle in this video. You already know that brain absorbs data but stores them in a big cabinet without classifying them or sorting them, right? So, that is why it is very difficult to retrieve them when you wanted to. So, let's use this image to arrange what you are about to learn today. So, enough of that. Let's now try to put the labels on this picture. But before we do that, I would like to tell you that if you successfully become an accountant, you can practice in 4 different fields. First, you can work with the government as a government accountant or an auditor or in any position as long as being a licensed accountant is a prerequisite, because if not, like if others, even if they are not licensed CPAs, can be appointed in the position, then you will not be regarded as a CPA practicing in the government. Second, you can also be part of the commerce and industry, where you can work as an accountant, a finance head, or a controller, or any position as long as the prerequisite needed for the position is that you need to be a licensed CPA. Or you can work with the third field, which is in the academe, where you can teach major accounting subjects. But then again, if you are teaching subjects which can be taught by anyone, then you are not considered as an accountant practicing in the academe. Or else you can choose public practice as a field. Here, you are going to open an office like a notary public. But instead of giving legal services, you are going to offer different accounting and consultancy services to the public. And since your client is the public itself, then normally you are not bound by employer-employee relationship. So, those are the 4 fields that you can be able to practice your profession. Actually, you can choose one, or if you have a lot of time, then you can choose to practice in 2 fields or 3 fields concurrently. It's actually up to you. Moving forward, I would like to highlight this 4th field, which is the public practice, because it is the field which is the most related field for our lesson today. So imagine you are now a CPA and you have a public practice office. Now, what are those services that you can offer to the public? Answer: assurance and non-assurance services, which is in this picture is represented by these 2 yellow egg yolks. So how about these 2 green circles here and 2 green circles right here also? So let's start here. Here we have the review and the audits, while in here we have the related services and the other services. Now, how about these 3 small red circles, sir? We are to elaborate that later. For now, let's differentiate first the assurance and non-assurance services. Okay, let's have the assurance services. But remember this, to better understand this lecture, you need to always assume the footstep of the practitioner. Now, if you are the practitioner engaged to do an assurance service, you are expected to give an opinion about a subject matter. So there can be 3 classifications of this subject matter. First, the subject matter can be in the form of data, where normally you will give an opinion about its reliability. To make it clearer, here you are expected to give a statement or assurance if the data or information is trustworthy or not. The subject matter can also be in the form of a system. Here you will give an opinion if the system is functioning as intended or as designed. And lastly, it can be in the form of a behavior of a certain person or a department of an organization or the whole organization itself, where your task is to give your professional opinion if they are behaving in accordance with the policies or standards set by the higher position or higher office. So example, you as the practitioner may be asked by a client to examine if a certain branch manager follows his mandate or follows the policies made by the head office. So that's it. So the clue term here is opinion. Your role here in the assurance engagements is a little bit sensitive. It is because when you give your opinion, you are doing it as an expert and many will rely on that. Actually, you are giving them assurance about the subject matter. And because of that, you as the practitioner must practice independence. What is it? It means your opinion must not be tainted with biases. It means you should not have anything to do with the design or preparation of the subject matter to be examined. Because if you are going to give an opinion about your own work, we all know that it will be biased. So you will say that this is correct because I made it, right? It also means that you should not have anything to do with the persons responsible for preparing the subject matter. But this is not absolute. Anyways, you will learn more about independence in the next videos. For now, just remember that if you are a practitioner in an assurance engagement, you are expected to give an independent opinion about a subject matter. So that's it for the assurance services. Now, let's have the non-assurance services. In here, the practitioner is not going to give an opinion or assurance about anything. So if you are the practitioner, you're just going to use your technical skills and expertise to do what the clients want you to do. Now, let's go directly to the examples that you can relate to. Example is the preparation of tax returns for a client or tax planning for a client. Here, you're just going to use what you have learned in your taxation subjects to help the clients who did not study taxation law. Actually, this is part of this other non-assurance services right here. Another example is an engagement where you help managers develop solutions about their problems in their companies and help them make their own decisions. That is what do we call management consultancy services, and that is also included here. And you can have other services. As long as in those services, you are not to give any opinion about a subject matter. And since you are not going to give an opinion or convey an assurance, then it is okay not to adhere to independence. One last thing. These two right here or these three right here are not to be elaborated anymore in this subject because they are covered by a different subject. For example, these tax-related services are covered in taxation subjects and management consultancy services is covered in a different subject also, which is related to management services. And that's it for assurance versus non-assurance services. The next thing that we're going to talk about is one of the red dots here in this image, which is specifically the financial statement audit. So stay tuned for the next episode.